Spider-Man was just so bad-assed. This movie is badass.
I get it, because it's the name of the channel. That's kind of clever.
I quit. Screw this, I quit.
Dude, it's your house.
So the Amazing Spider-Man is basically just showing us how Peter becomes Spider-Man in much more detail. The story is it's much slower, but it's much more detailed, so you get the feel for all the characters, and it's just showing how he becomes more responsible, yet still funny and lovable. But it is basically about how he becomes Spider-Man, and how Peter deals with the death of his uncle and becomes more confident.
Minus all the cheese from the last one, because I loved the last Sam Raimi movies. They were my childhood, basically. But yeah, I watch them back now, and I just
Same.
It's like a morning cartoon.
So the acting in this film is really, really good.
Astonishing.
Yeah, amazing.
I don't get it.
Okay. Alright, so Andrew Garfield is an absolutely perfect Peter Parker, and it's like he was born to play Peter Parker. He was just so believable as the role, and you can just understand the character a lot better than in the other ones. He felt like a real person, and you actually cared for all his problems because they were relatable.
Yeah, my friend Zach, he was like, when he saw Tobey Maguire and his Spider-Man Peter Parker thing, when he saw him getting bullied, he didn't really care. That's probably because of the overlay.
Or getting dumped.
Or getting dumped.
You didn't really care. You thought he was just kind of a wuss.
Yeah.
Right.
But in this one, he said after the movie, he actually really cared about it, and
he put his heart and soul into the character.
Yeah, Andrew Garfield did.
Yeah.
And so did the audience, because Andrew Garfield just did an amazing job. This is the definitive Spider-Man.
Exactly. It's like the cartoons and comics are based off of him.
Another amazing actress and character in this film is Emma Stone playing Gwen Stacy. Not only is she hot, but she can act
incredibly
as much as she is hot, which is a lot.
And the relationship between her and Peter is so, you feel every emotion, mainly because they're going out.
Yeah, I was about to say that they actually are going out.
But
he's lucky.
Yeah, but she did her research and played her really, really well and accurate to the comics, and just great.
The Gwen Stacy's dad and the Lizard, also great choices and great acting. Everyone in this movie was really good. There's no like weak links of the main cast.
You didn't think, oh, that's not who it's meant to be. Or,
But I did think that Aunt May was, to me, better in the original Spider-Man.
Yeah, me too.
Uncle Ben is like the ultimate Spider-Man comic, Uncle Ben. So it's a lot, I think, better. Funnier, better.
Alright, the special effects in this movie are incredible, as were they in Avengers and most of the movies, action movies that have been out this year.
Right, special effects of the CG side are just, like you said, amazing.
Amazing.
How Spider-Man moves is just like how you would envision it in your head. And the like practical special effects of how they made him swing in real life, that's just like, well...
The swinging looks so awesome. I know they did in the other ones, but this
one's real.
You felt like you was moving with him, and it was just... The camera was so close to him also, when it showed him webbing across like cranes or buildings, and it just kind of put you there in the moment. The Lizard looked pretty good, I think. I liked how they changed his mouth and his nose and what he looked like, because normally he has a snout kind of thing, but in this he looked a bit more human, because he's kind of he's a cross species. He's not completely lizard.
Yeah, and
plus he can talk.
Yeah, you could actually in his face you could see the actor's face in the lizard's face, which was actually really
like
cool.
Hulk in Avengers.
Jinx.
So the bad point, one of the only ones that I found was that the lizard wasn't as developed as I thought it would be, and also that this isn't really a spoiler, but once Uncle Ben's killed, Peter goes looking for the man who is suspected to have killed him. So he goes round, and this is kind of how he turns into the vigilante that he is, because he just goes round and beating the crap out of everybody who's a criminal, who has long hair, and then looks for...
Because the guy who killed Uncle Ben had long hair, just not because there's a vendetta against people with long hair. Because that would make him, you know, bad. My bad point kind of interlinks with his lizard bad point. They deleted too many scenes, because if you watch the trailers and the Pretty Much It, which is another YouTube channel, their like explanation stuff, the editing team and the Sony team have like, they've done something wrong to the movie. It's not a bad movie, it's really good, it's really good, but I think that they just left some stuff off which would be amazing. Like, they actually had a scene of Connor with his family which would give him human empathy, which some people said they were lacking. I was right there, but you were...
That's what I was thinking. They really need to show that he was a normal human, not just a scientist who's obsessed with lizards like he seems to be. Because when Peter goes to his house, you don't even see his family or anything.
But there was a scene about seeing his family.
But they cut it out.
They cut it out. That's why so many people are shouting for the director's cut DVD.
And, yeah, and also there was a few people who wanted to see, like, the funny lines that's in the trailer, like when Peter says that he don't want to play football because it's too dangerous, and it shows him fighting bad guys. But other than that, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Good points are...
everything, the action, the acting, the characters, they've done it a lot better. No offence to the Sam Raimi ones, but they've done it a lot better.
A lot better. More to the comics.
More, yeah.
You feel so many emotions, and...
No cheese.
Not cheesy at all.
No. So I mean, if you're lactose intolerant, you can now go and see the Spider-Man movies. Yeah, that was a bad joke, but you're going to keep it in there because I like it. I'll give the Amazing Spider-Man a 9.8, 9.7, 9...
Just say what?
More than Avengers. Not a 10, but not a 9.5. Somewhere in that region. It was really good. Can't wait for the sequel. Yeah, awesome. What do you give it?
I would give it a 9.7, yeah. I don't know why I wouldn't give this a 10. It's just, there's just one, like, feel about it. I don't know, it's probably because the lizard wasn't in it as much as I thought it would be. Other than that, wow, it's everything I wanted and more.
Yeah. I'm just a bit embarrassed that I thought the Sam Raimi films were the best ones.
Yeah, it's because we grew up with them.
Yeah,
and we didn't think there'd be something even better.
Yeah.
And then when you look back at them, they're shit.
This is better than Spider-Man 2 for me, and that was like...
This is better than all three of the previous ones put together.
So if you like this and you want to see more idiots talk about more stupid stuff, click the subscribe button. Go see this film.